We're going to walk you through the installation of the J&L oil separator for your Honda Pilot. Including the J&L kit is a fully assembled oil separator with hoses, a mounting bracket, mounting screws, and a hose clamp. The tools you're going to need for installation is a 10mm socket, an extension, a ratchet, a pair of pliers, Phillips head screwdriver, and a 1/4-inch nut driver. If you don't have a 1/4-inch nut driver, you can use a flathead screwdriver for that part. Let's get started. Our first step, we need to remove our engine cover. The cover is just sitting in 4 rubber grommets, so you just have to pull up on the edges and just set that out of the way. Our next step, we're going to locate our factory PCV line, which is down here from the PCV valve to the intake manifold. We're only going to be removing it from the intake manifold. We're going to reuse this line. So you're going to grab your spring clamp here, twist that off. This may be a little stuck. I've already had this off once, but to loosen it up, just grab it with your pliers and twist it while you remove it. Keep the clamp on the hose. I'm just going to rotate it down there because we'll be reusing that also. Now our mounting location for our oil separator is off of this body bolt. So it's a 10mm bolt. We're going to remove that bolt. And you're going to take your supplied J&L bracket, put the bolt through the hole. I took my socket and extension off of my ratchet, and I'm going to start this by hand. I'm not going to tighten this up all the way. I'm just going to snug it up because I want to be able to move this bracket as needed. Now the next thing we're going to do is going to grab our J&L assembly. The long hose we're going to route behind this wiring harness between the fuse box and this harness. And we're just going to pull that through. And it's going to be underneath this air conditioning line. And this is going to eventually make its way over to the intake manifold. This hose will run behind this deflector here. And we're going to go ahead and get our oil separator lined up and mounted with the supplied screws. Once you have those started, you can go ahead and tighten up the screws. Now we're going to connect our hoses. So our longer hose is going to go down and over to the intake. So I'm going to remove the factory hose out of its 2 retainment areas there. Tuck that under the AC line to hold it. The J&L supplied clamp, make sure you slide over your line here, and then you can just push it onto the intake fitting. So that can go in this clamp here. This hose is a little bigger than the factory line, but it can be retained there nicely. Our factory line, once we pull it out of this groove here, it's very flexible. It's not a reinforced line, so it's got a lot of give. We're going to install that onto our fitting here in our short hose. That'll push right into place. You can slide your clamp up, your factory clamp. Grab it with your pliers. I always like it to, the clamp leaves a nice imprint on the hose. I like to reuse that imprint because these clamps maintain constant pressure. Next, for our clamp, you can use a flathead screwdriver, but a 1/4-inch nut driver makes this job real easy. We're going to go ahead and tighten this clamp down. This clamp does not need to be very, very, very tight. It just needs to be tight enough to seal air. This hose over this large barb is already sealing probably 99% of the way, if not more. But this clamp just buys you some extra assurance. And that's that. So, to look at our hoses here. Again, we want this to be right in between this deflector and the fuse box. Check your air gap between this radiator cover and our fitting. Just don't want nothing plastic on plastic. Ideally, the rubber hose is very thick. You got protection on your harness here. This will be fine for the life of the vehicle. But once we're happy where that's at, we will go ahead and tighten up our mounting bolt here the rest of the way. Same thing, just snug it up. Doesn't need to be crazy tight. This thing doesn't weigh anything. Now we just need to refit our engine cover. Alright, now the hardest part of the entire job, putting the factory engine cover back on. It's done blind. You have these 4 studs here on the intake manifold. Those studs go into these little tiny rubber grommets. You can feel this one with your hand to get this started to align. You can also feel this one, but it's even tighter. So slide the cover into place. And then with your fingers, feel where this grommet is comparatively to where the stud needs to go to try to get this half aligned. And that's the one. There's 2. Once you have the 2, the other 2 are going to be right into place. But start with this corner here. This is the passenger corner. To get that aligned with your fingers, and then you can do the second one, it'll pop back on. But there is a trick to it. What you want to double check here at your hoses, obviously there's plenty of slack in the factory line because it's coming from underneath. You just want to double check your hose, our hose here, to make sure it's not pulling up on the cover hard, which if it's just touching the cover, it's not a big deal. But that's going down and around to the can. Now your average collection on these oil separators is typically about 1 ounce of fluid every 1,000 miles. The can holds 3 ounces. So in theory, you should be able to make it to 25 to 3,000 miles in most applications, especially in the spring and summer months. In the winter months, especially if you live in a cold climate, you live in Canada, Michigan, Iowa, somewhere in the Midwest and snow belt, you're going to want to check the oil separator much more frequently in the wintertime. Because you'll get condensation buildup in these cans that mixes with the oil and the fuel, so your collection rate will increase. It's not out of the question to have to check it every 500 miles if you live in an extremely cold climate. If it's -11 for your high, you're going to have to check your oil separator more frequently. With that said, every vehicle is different. How much you drive is different. How much interstate driving you do can all affect the collection rate. So what we suggest is after 1,000 miles is to check your oil separator, and that'll give you a good idea how often you need to service it on your specific vehicle. Obviously do that season to season too. So set a reminder in your phone, maybe a reoccurring event if you think you have a hard time remembering that. Beyond that, annually, maybe every 10 to 12,000 miles, I suggest removing the oil separator and spraying out the filter with a brake parts cleaner, aerosol, carburetor cleaner, into a used oil drain. And beyond that, that's about all it'll take. I do suggest you remove it when you do that and then reinstall it to avoid making a mess at the engine. If you have any questions, let us know.